Alright. Here we go, I guess.
Take the past, burn it up and let it go. Carry on, I'm stronger than you'll ever know. That's the deal, you get no respect. You're gonna get yours, you better watch your neck. I want domination, I want your submission. I gotta roll the dice, never look back and never think twice. Whoa, I never give in. Whoa, I never give up. Whoa, I never give in. I just wanna be loved.
Alright, simmer down. Listen. We got a lot to talk about. We really do. We got a lot to talk about. First off, welcome back. I'm back here. Listen, I know you already saw preseason, but we are officially back in the regular rotation. We're back in the regular rotation. That means week to week, episode to episode, we are back. And listen, I know that new intro is fire, and I was hoping to be able to celebrate it perfectly. But guess what? Guess what we can't do? We can't. I wish we could. I really wish we could. I also really wish that I wasn't still on this crappy laptop camera. At least the audio was good. But again, I'm in crappy audio or crappy laptop camera space. Again, I gotta get a new camera battery or a new camera again. But who knows? We'll find out, shall we? However, with that being said, week 1 season opener in the Bills Stadium in Buffalo against the Bills and Josh Allen, the people who ended our season last year. Aren't we so thrilled about that to just be playing them in our season opener? And I was ready for a revenge game. That's what Lamar said it was. That's what Derrick Henry said it was. That's what everybody said it was. And look what happened. Look what happened. I didn't want to talk about it all day yesterday because I'm recording this on Tuesday afternoon. I'll probably end up putting it up Tuesday night. But I didn't want to talk about it all day yesterday. I just didn't. And eventually, I just dropped my phone. I answered my friend's phone call because they decided to, my good friend decided to harass me about it. They wanted to harass me about it, so I don't know. I don't understand what happened. I don't understand where it happened, why it happened, or how it happened. Let me phrase it. I understand how. I just don't understand the why. You know what I mean? I know everybody else watched the game. Honestly, it's a game of the weekend because everybody else was in. Obviously, every game was somewhat in tight quarters, but we are Baltimore. Us in Buffalo put up the highest numbers throughout the entire weekend. Literally the closest game all weekend, closer than Pittsburgh and New York. Best game of the weekend. Easily, no, you can't make it up. You can't make it up because if you try, I'm going to call you a liar because what other game had pound for pound, back and forth, then pull ahead and reel it back to no. See, I had a working title for this. It was going to be called Revenge is a Dish Best Served Cold. Because last time we played them in their home stadium, it was cold. But I can't go with that now. So now while we go recap this game, I'm going to try and think of a working title. So you'll obviously know about it. You'll obviously see it. But as of right now, where we're at, 5 minutes into this, I don't have a working title yet. So let's get into it. beginning of the first quarter, they start with the ball. 1st and 10 for Buffalo. They get a gain of 7. 2nd and 3 is a gain of 3. 1st and 10, Josh Allen gets 3. 2nd and 7, they go incomplete. It was almost picked off. Unfortunately, it did tap the ground. Oh God, that would have been nice. That would have been a great way. 3rd and 7 now is a flag. There's a neutral zone on us, so I give them a first down. 1st and 10, loss of 1 for them. 2nd and 11, they get a touchdown. Way to start the year, guys. 11:19 left in the first quarter. 1st and 10, Derrick Henry gets 5. 2nd and 5, Henry got 2. 3rd and 3, Justice Hill gets the first. 1st and 10, Mark Andrews gets 5. 2nd and 5, Henry gets 2. 3rd and 3, Lamar ended up taking it himself for 12. 1st and 10 now, Derrick Henry, he had a beautiful catch and run for 13. 1st and 10, Justice Hill, he gets 2. 2nd and 8, Lamar was a loss of 3. However, there was a holding call on Buffalo, so that kind of helped us out a little bit. 1st and 10, incomplete. 2nd and 10, Zay got 7. 3rd and 3, there's a false start on us, so 3rd and 8, Lamar got sacked. Of course he did. 4th and 23, Tyler Loop, 52-yarder is good. 7-3, 3:38 left in the first quarter. 1st and 10, gain of 9 for Buffalo. 2nd and 1, they get the first, no gain. I random pause. 3rd and 1 is a loss of 2. 4th and 3, they punt it, minute 39. 1st and 10, Derrick Henry got 11. 1st and 10, Zay got 20 off that catch. 1st and 10, Derrick Henry gets 2. That ends the first quarter. Relatively quick first quarter, nothing of significance. It's just back and forth, first down, touchdown for them, field goal for us. What to say? We gotta stop letting teams chomp at the bits. We can't let them get these firsts. We can't let them get these 1-2s. Let them go on 3s, or we can't. That's going to be our biggest issue. That is going to be our biggest issue. And I'm going to be honest, I noticed that a lot more in the second half than I do in the first half, but definitely a lot in the second half. So now, quarter 2, 2nd and 8, Bateman, he got 5. 1st and 10 now, or 3rd and 3, Lamar, he took it himself for 17. 1st and 10, King Henry put the burners on, 30-yard tutty, baby. 10-7, 13:35 left in the first half. 1st and 10 now, incomplete for Buffalo. 2nd and 10, they get a pass for 4. 3rd and 6 is a big hit, and they end up fumbling the ball out of bounds. Oh, my God, it was... Thank you, Kyle Hamilton, because that was a great one. That hit was great. 4th and 6 now, Buffalo, they punted again for the second time already this half. 12:03 in the first half. 1st and 10, Rashad, he catches for 5. 2nd and 5, Henry gets a big 49-yard run. Absolutely amazing. 1st and 10, Rashee Ali, he gets 5. 2nd and 5, sorry for my hand being so close, but Lamar Action Jackson holds out the football, extends. Yeah, my Ravens football is sick. It's cooler than yours. He gets the touchdown. It's 17-7, 9:47 left in the first half. 1st and 10 now for Josh and the Bills. They get a gain of 7. 2nd and 3, they get the first down. 1st and 10 now. Broderick Washington, he blocked the pass, and it was great because at first you thought it went, and then he ended up, nope, it's right there in front of me. Awesome. 2nd and 10, they get a gain of 1. 3rd and 9, they get the first down. 1st and 10, another first down. 1st and 10, they get 7. 2nd and 3, no gain. 3rd and 3, they end up getting the first down again. And I'm really rushing through this, and I don't know why. 1st and 10, incomplete. 2nd and 10, they get a gain of 2. 3rd and 8, they get 3. 4th and 5, they kick the field goal. That's good. It's now 17-10. 2:55 left in the first half. 1st and 10, Derrick Henry got 17. 1st and 10, he gets 5. That'll take us to the 2-minute warning. And while we're at the 2-minute warning, we're going to take a break. We're going to talk about this. I don't like the fact that we're able to hold them or let them get first down, push them to 3 and 9, then let them get the first down, and then first down again. Make them go incomplete. Let them get 5 yards off of 2 plays, then get the first down again on 3rd and short. I don't know what it is about our defensive line that was having issues, because I know we got Matabike, we got Ajabo, Broderick Washington. Like, we got big dudes up front. We got big dudes up front. So we should be able to blast right through, especially with Josh Allen. Yes, he is a dual threat, but he's also a pocket passer as well. So he may or may not roll, but at the same time, we should be able to close the pocket on him faster. And it bothers me that we can't. And this isn't just with Josh Allen Bills. This is just with anybody. We've seen this year after year after year. I don't know what it is about us having bigger dudes up front and then not being able to collapse the pocket on them. There are obviously players and teams and games that we do, but again, at the same time, it's not consistent every play. Because then that would allow for our ends and our corners to make plays and force them outside, force them to throw at the sideline, force them to take those risks and liberties to where we can stop them and get them on 3rd and short or get them on 3rd and long. But back in it now, 2nd and 5. Pass was deflected from Lamar, so we take our first time out of the half. 3rd and 5 now, Flowers. He catches the heater pass. It was beautiful. Bills take a timeout. 1st and 10 now. Justice Hill's a loss of 15. And this one hurt. Bills take their second and 25. Zay, no gain. Bills take a 3rd timeout. Lamar on 3rd and 24 gets nothing. Tyler Loop's 4th and 24, 49-yarder is good. It's 20-10 with 31 seconds left. 1st and 10 for the Bills. Sorry to put disrespect on them. 1st and 10, Bills, they get a deep first down. 1st and 10, Allen spikes it. We take a timeout. We take a timeout after the fact. There's 7 seconds left. And they somehow... They showed the clock in slow-mo, but this somehow was a long second. Somehow, the play got off before the game clock hit 0. Before the play clock hit 0. I feel like they slowed that down just a tad, in that replay, just to give him that to him in Orchard Park. But I digress. I'm not salty. Yes, I am. I'm pissed. 1st and 10, they kick a 43-yarder. It's 20-13, end of the first half. Okay, like I just said, that was a long second. I'm not gonna do it as long. Tackles, and specifically Falalele. What the hell are you doing? How are we letting these guys through, letting Lamar and forcing Lamar to drop back 10, 15 yards? Because that loss and us having to go deep 20 yards for a loss of 15 with Justice Hill, which it's on him a little bit, but then just forcing Lamar out of the pocket, but forcing him to drop back so far. What I don't understand how we're letting that happen. I don't understand what the issue is here. All I can say is Linderbaum, our center, goated. Defense, you got to watch those deep passes. You got to watch those long 10, 15-yard passes, because again, I already said it at the 2-minute warning. We can't let them get the 2nd and 3s, the 3 and 2s, and then let them hit 2 15-yard passes down the sideline. They just can't do it. And then we gotta shut down the blitz. Like I just said, we're forcing Lamar out of the pocket, which is fine, whatever. But we're forcing him back too much. If you watch the game back, obviously, like I said, on that 3rd and 23. No. Where Hill took that loss of 15 because we handed off. Yes, Hill ran backwards, but it's the fact that we let them blitz so hard to where he had to force it back before he can make that cut. or even when Lamar got sacked. Where was it? Or no, that's later in the game. But again, still, it just can't let those things go. Lamar, you are, however, the GOAT. I will say that. I will say you are the GOAT with everything you were doing in this first half. Getting passes done, getting it working with your legs, hitting the breadbasket of those who needed to be hit. Derrick Henry, you are a demon with those legs. 31 years old. People say that he would be washed. They told me last year, oh, Derrick Henry's washed. What Derrick Henry do you know? This is King Henry. King Henry. Put some respect on his name. Put that crown on his head. Saquon, I don't even care. Saquon who? Saquon who? That's what I thought. Ain't nobody care about Saquon Barkley. That's who. Saquon Barkley. I don't know him. I don't know. Don't he play for another bird team? Yeah, probably. Didn't they win the Super Bowl? So? Okay. So what? Just because that doesn't mean anything. There are plenty of players who've been on teams that made the Super Bowl and won. Doesn't mean they had a big enough impact. And guess what? Saquon, he's nuts. Saquon, he's nuts. It's King Henry, baby. He is the top running back in the league. Top dog, for real. Gang tackling, though, when we're getting those tackles, it's 2-3 helmets every time, and I appreciate that. That's what we need. Tyler Loop, you're doing good. He's doing good this first half, for sure. I definitely think that he's definitely still got some kinks, still got some bugs to work out. You know, we had him preseason, but he's still a rookie. This is his NFL debut. So, and as someone pointed out to me, from high school to the NFL, the kicker's job don't change, and I understand that part. However, there's a difference when it's 150 people in high school to thousands in the stands and millions watching at home. So there's plenty of more eyeballs. So I'll great in the first half. We'll talk about the second half when we get to it at the end of the game. We'll talk about it, but we'll also talk about the second half right after this. Stay tuned.
Toonami's here to bring you all you can handle and more. Check out what's on tap this month. Pokemon Chronicles at 7 and 7:30. Satch Bell at 8. Naruto at 8:30 and 9. We fight! One Piece at 9:30 and 10. And Bobo at 10:30. Man, that's tasty. Toonami, tonight from 7 to 11. Only on Cartoon Network.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go, second half. This is going to be a long one. So we got the ball to start the second half. 1st and 10, Derrick Henry gets 3. 2nd and 7, Lamar, he didn't get anything. 3rd and 7, Zay gets a big, beautiful catch downfield, and they wouldn't tell me how many yards it was, and they ran the replay and such so fast, I couldn't even look at it myself. But 1st and 10, Zay gets the beautiful touchdown right here. 12:48 left in the third quarter. This was a bad kick on Tyler Loop for the kick off their kick return. 1st and 10 though for Buffalo, they get a gain of 5. 2nd and 5, they get 3. 3rd and 2, Josh Allen got the first. 1st and 10, they get 11. 1st and 10, incomplete. 2nd and 10, they get 2. 3rd and 8, they end up getting 5. So 4th and 5, pass interference on us. Wow, look at that, free 5 yards. Love that. Or free first down. 1st and 10 though, they get the first. 1st and goal, Josh Allen gets 2. 2nd and goal, they get the touchdown. So it's 27-19. It's 27-19. And here was a crazy series of events. They go for two. And there's a flag because there was too many men on the field for us. So that pushed them forward, which, fine, whatever. They go, and then they attempt to go for 2. Or no, they go to kick the field goal, and then too many men on the field. Okay? That's that. Then they just say, you know what? We're going to go for 2. So they attempt to go for 2, and the receiver, darn it, I wish I had whiteboard next to me. So the receiver, here's the, you know what? We'll do it this way. We're going to do it with the notebook. because I didn't grab whiteboard here. So, yeah, we'll say, there we go. Let's see, center, guard, tackle, and receiver. Guard, tackle, and receiver. Allen, guy over here. And we got, doop. I actually don't think we had the box stacked. We might have had the box stacked, though. But we have Hamilton back here, somebody over here, and such, and then we got 1, 2, 3. I don't remember if we had the box stacked or not, but point being. So, Allen drops back, and we got our buddy here, who goes up, we'll say the red line of the notebook right there, is the back of the end zone. He ended up stepping out and stepping back in, but the pass, and Josh Allen threw it, do. You can't even see all that. Whoops. Allen ended up throwing it. Da. Oh no, my pen is dying. That's no bueno. No. Well, whatever. Allen threw the pass over the line, and he, aside from the fact, missed it. They almost called pass interference. However, he stepped out of the back of the end zone first before he went for that catch. So, it was ruled incomplete. It was ruled a dead play, and the 2-point didn't count, which I'm very thankful for, because, yeah, I'm just very thankful for that. But again, it was just the weirdest series of events for that. I gotta find a way to keep my pen from dying on me. How dare. How dare. But now it's 27-19. 1st and 10 for us. Derrick Henry gets a gain of 5. 2nd and 5. Henry loses 5, so it's 3rd and 10. Incomplete. Somehow, Bateman's running. God, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting that the camera. He's running up the field, and dude's got the back of his shoulder pad. His right shoulder. So, because if he's running away from you, he literally got the back of his right shoulder, and no flag, no holding, no none of that. No pass interference? Okay. All right, sure. So we have to do punt the ball away on 4th and 10 with 6:14 left in the third quarter. 1st and 10, gain of 10. No gain for the Bills. Wow, I can't speak right now. 2nd and 10, Allen gets 9. There was, however, a holding call on them, so that came back. 2nd and 18, they get 17, 3rd and 1. They get the first. 1st and 10, no gain. Wow, I totally lost. 2nd and 8, incomplete. 3rd and 8 was broken up by Kyle Hamilton. So 4th and 8, they punt the ball away. 2:42. Unfortunately, I don't know why I stopped writing that. Kyle Hamilton ended up going to the locker room, and it's because his finger was messed up, so he ended up having to put something over it, double tape the glove, and keep his index finger taped to his middle finger. He ended up coming back, but I'm not going to lie, it scared the hell out of me for a hot second. It scared the hell out of me for a minute. But now, 1st and 10, Zay gets a big gain. Again, ran the replay too fast, couldn't count the yards, wouldn't tell me. So, 1st and 10, Derrick Henry gets 3. 2nd and 7, D-Hop. People try to say he was washed with the one-hander down the sideline. Extendo arm. Oh my God, this one was great. So, editor, you're gonna put this in for me, please. Put this one in right here, right now. Please go ahead.
Having an opening night. Lamar laying it up for Hopkins. One hand! The veteran still got it. DeAndre Hopkins touchdown.
Oh, wow. That's it. Those contested throws, those balls on the sideline, in the end zone, he could end up being the difference.
Oh my God, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Like, that was a great play. I absolutely love that one. So, shout out to DeAndre Hopkins. I'm so glad you're here. Honestly. 1st and 10, though, is a game now for Buffalo. However, during the return, there was a holding on Bills, so that'll be enforced on them. It's also 34-19, minute 09 in the third quarter. 1st and 10, Buffalo, they get a gain of 4. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to pop my notebook right there. They get a gain of 4. And 2nd and 6, they end up getting the first down to end the third quarter. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's crunch time now. So, fourth quarter. Actually, let's talk about the third quarter first. I don't want to say it was bad. Yeah, because it wasn't bad. We ended up doing some decent-ish things. But again, letting them go those deep passes, get those first down after first down in succession, such as, I don't like that. I don't appreciate that. So, got to do something about it. Now, fourth quarter. 1st and 10, Bills, they get the first. 1st and 10, they get a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, incomplete. 3rd and 6, they... 52 yards. 52 yards. Good job, guys. First and goal, no gain. Marlowe got hurt. Again, came back. 2nd and goal, they get the touchdown. 34-25, go for 2 again. This time, though, Hamilton got the pick. Hamilton got the interception. Thank God. Thank God. So now it's 12:51 left in the game. 1st and 10, incomplete. 2nd and 10 was a low pass to Hill, and he ended up getting 9, but the new replay assist. You don't even have to ask for it. Don't even have to throw a challenge flag. And it got called back because it hit the ground. 3rd and 10, Lamar makes a 19-yard save on the run after taking a sack, almost taking a sack. So now 1st and 10, King Henry, second tutty of the night. It's 40-25, 11:42, and unfortunately, Tyler Loop doinked this one, and it bounced off. And this is why I said I'll give him the pass one time. You got a week to fix it. So now it's 1st and 10 for Buffalo. They get a gain of 9. 2nd and 1, they get the first. 1st and 10. Awuzie, this is an interesting last name for this guy. He got the interception, but replay assist told us no again. Curses. Foiled again. 2nd and 10, Josh Allen gets 9. 3rd and 1, no gain. There was, however, a holding call on Buffalo. So now it's 3rd and 11. Allen is sacked by Matabike. Thank you, God. 4th and 16, they punt the ball away. 9:18 left in the game. 1st and 10 now. Derrick Henry gets 3. 2nd and 7. Loss of 1. 3rd and 8. There was a false start on us. So 3rd and 13, Zay got 8. However, they called an illegal motion on him. And bring that back. Killed me. So 4th down, we punt the ball away. However, this is BS. We caught the ball, and the dude. This is the magic I hate sometimes about the NFL. Is he stopped before the goal line, caught it, downed it before the goal line, whole body's down, but his body slid and his hand touched the goal line, so they ruled it a touchback. Like his knee was down, his thigh, he's literally laid out, hugged up, like he's laying in a sarcophagus upside on his stomach. But it's just his momentum slid him forward across the turf, and he touched. Like that is so stupid. Because if he'd caught it and just knelt down, they would have been fine with it. But again, his knee, his thigh, his shin, his chest, his stomach, his nutsack. Flat on the ground, but slide. The knuckle, the top part of the knuckle in the hand, this part right here touches the goal line. Touchback. Are you kidding me? That is so lame. Like, how do you rule that a touchback? It is such a weak call. I swear to God. That is such a weak call. But it's now 1st and 10 for the Bills. They get a gain of 21. 1st and 10, they get a gain of 6. 2nd and 4, they get the first. 1st and 10, it's batted down. 2nd and 10 is a gain of 7. 3rd and 3, incomplete. There was pass interference on us, though, so free set downs for them. 1st and 10, they get the first. 1st and 10, incomplete. 2nd and 10, incomplete. 3rd and 10, they get a gain of 8. 4th and 2, they get the touchdown. There was a misholding call on that one, by the way. While, because they're going from our screen, where you were looking, going from left to right on our screen, right up at the top of your screen. Right at the top of your screen. Sure, National Football League. I believe it. 1st and 10, though. Lamar, he got 14. 1st and 10, Derrick Henry fumbled the ball. Fumbled the bag. Literally had it, punched right out, they get it back. It's also 40-32. So now for the Bills, 1st and 10, they get a pass of they get a pass and 1. 1st and goal, short. 2nd and goal, short. 2-minute warning. They get the touchdown. It's 40-38. First minute 58 on their Nate Wiggins saved the 2-point attempt. We just need 1 first down. 1st and 10. Henry gets 1. 2nd and 9. So it's Henry gets 1. Bills timeout. 2nd and 9. No gain. Bills timeout. 3rd and 9. Hopkins gets 6. No time. Bills 3rd timeout. And here is where one of the biggest controversies in questionable, I'm going to say it rather Dan Campbell-esque decisions that John Harbaugh decided to make. It is 4th and 3. You have just over a minute. And I'm going to see if I can find it, and I'll put it at the end. Or actually, I'll put it right here if I can find it. The interview he said yesterday about it. So, editor, put it in if you can find it. If not, you're going to look at me stand awkwardly off in the sunset for a hot second.
Opportunity.
Sorry to ask what Jeff already asked last night, but on that 4th and 3 call, is there a conversation between you and the guys in the booth about what the modeling and the numbers might show about your win probability of, like, here's what we can do if we go for it, here's what we can do if we punt it?
Yeah, you don't know exactly, because that was a long game, so you don't know exactly what yard line so it's got to be quick. The win probability, I'm going to say it might have been maybe 2% or 1%, something like that going for it. And you got to make the decision very quickly, and you got to say, hey, do we have a call that we really like? Do we have a call we love here? Because you got to send the punt team out, or you're going to have a delay game. Or you got to send your offense out, or you're not going to get the playoff. Just that fast. And, Lamar was coming off the field at that point. I could see something wasn't quite right. And so you got to get your punt team out there. And that was really it's a fast sequence of events in that moment. But then again, too, and I'm not shying away from putting our defense out there. I mean, if you get stopped on 4th and 3, did you think about punting the ball and putting your defense out there and giving them a chance to win the game? I mean, that would have been the next conversation because they'd have been in field goal range already. So I trust our defense, and I'm going to trust our defense this year in a lot of big situations because our defense is going to be really, really good. And I know there's doubt about that right now probably, but I guarantee you our defense is going to play really good football this year.
Follow up on that. How do you balance?
Okay, so either you saw that or not, but what he said of having faith in the defense, I understand that. And this is where I had to see it on Good Morning Football, what we didn't pay attention to after the fact. Lamar was pulling up on his leg, like he was kind of like limp jogging off the field, after once we got to that 4th and 3, like coming off, because we punt the ball away, and he was limp jogging off. So, and even this is one of those things where everybody and their mother could telegraph what this sequence of events would have been. It's 4th and 3. You have Derrick Henry, Justice Hill, Lamar Jackson. What are the two most obvious people you could give it to on 4th and 3 with just over a minute left? And we still had all 3 timeouts too. Buffalo had burned their timeouts. So it was literally just us with timeouts, 4th and 3, about a minute and some change. But the problem is, you're playing the man who just won the MVP last season and who has immense, against a quarterback, a team, and a coach with immense clock management skills, who, again, sent our asses packing 7 months ago. Who sent us packing 7.5, 8 months ago now. That would be Josh Allen in the Buffalo Bills with their head coach, whose name I don't know. You have one or two options. You either give it to Henry, rush that thing to the outside, hit the sideline, hit the sticks, hit the sideline, and put it there. Because John Harbaugh even said it, like I said, if you saw it, you saw it. They were all, in that instance, they were already in field goal range. So if we punted it or turned it, or turnover on downs, or if we didn't get it and turned it over on downs or whatever, they were in field goal range. So no matter what, we would have given them an advantage, which is where I understand why he punted the ball away, because our defense has done a lot for us. Yes, we let them put up 38 now, but we've also seen our defense hold them at the beginning of last year, in the week 4 last year, hold them to limited points. We saw our defense hold teams to short points while we absolutely steamrolled them. So I understand where the choice to trust the defense comes in. I understand that aspect of our defense can get it done because we've seen them get it done. However, this is not one of those times where I would have put 100% faith in the defense, because we know, like even Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, you get them under 2 minutes, you get them closer to a minute. If they're down, that clock management, that ball knowledge, the psychological aspect of football, firing on all cylinder, not a piston is not turning, not a cylinder is not firing. So this is one of those things where you either fake the handoff to Henry, have everybody lead block for you going left. Because at that point, I think we were on the left hash mark. So you fake Lamar with the keep and have everybody lead block left and have Henry or Hill go right, or vice versa. You have them fake it, go right, have Lamar hit the sticks on 4th and 3, stop the clock at just under a minute, like 57 seconds, set up the first down, kneel it, take a timeout, kneel it, take a timeout, game would have been done. So I have for multiple years, multiple seasons now, defended John Harbaugh's questionable coaching decisions. This is just one of those times where I'm not 100% behind what he chose to do. I don't foresee that. I don't think it was the logical decision to make. Because again, Hill, Bateman, Henry, Zay, Mark, Kohler, and then Lamar. We got 7 dudes that could get those 3 yards, get out of bounds. Hell, and honestly, I wouldn't even if with those 7 dudes, even just getting the 3 yards period, you stop inbounds. Because again, Buffalo doesn't have any timeouts right now. They burned through all 3 of them. So when we got to 4th and 3, it was a minute 26. You get to 4th and 3, minute 26. You get those 3 yards. You burn the clock by getting those 3 yards. Let the clock run down. Then you let it run down to just a minute. Hike the ball. Stay in bounds. You get to 2nd and 7. All right, you're at about 45 seconds. Snap, kneel. Game's over after a timeout or 2. Again, Harbaugh's 17 years in the league as a head coach. I am just a dude who's been watching the league. I don't play in it. I don't coach in it. I'm not an official ESPN, NFL Network, Good Morning Football, First Take, The Herd kind of analyst. I'm just a guy with a YouTube channel. That's it. But when you're someone who spends 87% of his time on social media, and 62% of that is in football aspects all year round. And when you're a Ravens fan, you see what others say as well. And I have to shout out another YouTube channel, the Ravens Talk podcast, who ironically is my name is very similar to his. I think his might have came out first. Granted, I didn't know about his at the time when I started doing this. But even he said it this morning, or said it on his recap. It's just, you can't defend John Harbaugh all the time. Or you got to stop doing that because of these questionable game choices, these questionable game decisions. And this is where I was ready to say this, where I agree. But then again, I'm watching Good Morning Football this morning. I'm looking at it. They're talking about the game because, again, it's the game of the weekend. And they showed the angle after the third and 9 of DeAndre getting 6 and Lamar limp jogging off before we punted it away. And yeah, we still got the rest of the game and the Bills series of events too. But I just had to go on this tangent. Lamar, like I said, Lamar was limp jogging. So, again, I understand why Harbs chose to punt the ball away and put faith in the defense. However, this is one of those teams where you have enough weapons on that offense to get those 3 yards, run that clock, and put this game away and win by 2. But that's just me. But let's just wrap this game up. 1st and 10, Bills get 6. 2nd and 4, they get the first. 1st and 10, they get a gain of 5. 2nd and 5, false start on them. 2nd and 10, they get the first. 1st and 10, they get the first. We take a timeout. 1st and goal, knee it. We take our second and goal, knee it. We take our third. They knee it again on 3rd and goal. 4th and goal, they end up winning 41-40. We lose our season opener. So, the good, the bad, and the sad of Sunday Night Football. You literally just heard me go on this huge tangent of that 4th and 3 decision. So I can't really summarize it any more than what I just did. So I'm just gonna let that one rock. But Tyler Loop, you surprised me that you kind of missed that you doinked that one. Because honestly, if you think about it, if he had made that, it would have been 41-41. We could have pushed it overtime, or Josh Allen could have got the touchdown. Again, that 4th and 3 plays a factor and plays a decision. So there's that. And then I almost lost my train of thought. Derrick Henry, that fumble, yeah, I know he got punched out, but that's ball security 101, and he's not one of those cats that I usually question ball security with. Like, yeah, he had a fumble or 2 last year, but it's like when it comes to ball security, he is one of the better ones that I expect it from. So I don't really know how to feel about that one. And I'm going to be honest, the defense, some people were calling for Zach Orr's job already, and then I'm thinking about it like, can you blame Zach Orr? Can you blame the DC? Yes and no. You can blame him for the lackluster defensive coverage, because like I said, we were letting him get him first after first after first after first, but at the same time, the person who let them get first and get burnt was Jair Alexander. So do you put the blame on the coordinator, or do you just put it on the player who, yeah, you can tell the scheme to, tell him how to do it all live long day as the DC, but the player still has to go out and execute said motion. So it's, all right, who do we actually put the blame on here? Again, you can put it on both, so I don't want to put it on both. I can't. All right, so it will go on both. Because Zach Orr, he made some adjustments, but I don't feel like he made enough in the defensive aspect versus Jair Alexander, who, again, got burnt, but also just got elevated the day prior from the injury, and he wasn't even supposed to play. So that does also add a factor of he wasn't he literally just got brought up the 24 hours prior. So I had a feeling it would affect his performance, but I didn't think it'd affect him that much. But again, he's still a little green. He's a little green, so I'm gonna have to work on that. And we also didn't have Patrick Ricard or Isaiah Likely on offense. And I know we don't usually call Patrick Ricard's name enough, especially with having Hill and Henry. But at the same time, you need those fullback catches in the end zone. That's Patrick Ricard. You need that tight end star power, Isaiah Likely, for sure. And I could feel those losses, feel those things, because there are certain plays where we had incompletes or where we were scrambling and whatnot. I'm thinking, yep, Isaiah Likely would have caught that, or we could have had Isaiah Likely out there and do X, Y, and Z, and we probably either would have had a better lead or it wouldn't have come so close, and we wouldn't have eventually got the loss. But we did, and as again someone who's on social media 87% of the day, 62% being football related, one thing that stuck out to me that someone posted that I ended up reposting. It is week 1. It is week 1. Yeah, I'm existentially pissed off. Because there's no way we keep getting thrown in the Super Bowl contention for the past 3 seasons and then fall short every single second. But it's let that happen in January if that ever happens, which I don't foresee that happening again this season. Knock on wood. It's our time. And people are trying to say, oh, we're as delusional as Cowboys. No, we're not as delusional as the Cowboy fans. Because at least with us, we have proven time and time again why we can back up what we say. That's the difference. However, it's just, I know we have what it takes. And that's all I got to say. But Sunday, it's our home opener. And we're playing Cleveland. And I got to say this. This time, we're not going to be disrespected. This time, the champ, the 2-time AFC North champ is here. The champ is here. Goodbye.